Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. I am your host, Conrad Cushman. With me today, we got Derek Shelton in the house.
What's up, folks?
We are here to review AEW Dynamite. This was a decent episode, I thought, of AEW Dynamite tonight. We're going to go over everything that's happened, but before we do, how can you help out Everything Pro Wrestling? Easy, folks. No money down, all free. Do me a favor by hitting that like button for me, sharing the video if you can. We want to get more people in here who like AEW Dynamite. I want to hear your thoughts on it if you've been like disenfranchised with pro wrestling. If you're a longtime wrestling fan, but you've been out of it for a little bit and you're coming back because of AEW, come on in. Invite them to check out Everything Pro Wrestling. As you guys can see, if you look at the subscriber numbers, we hit the big 1K. So I would like to continue moving upward and forward with all of the content for Everything Pro Wrestling. I'm happy for it. Thank you guys so much for that. Ted Bell's in the house. What's going on? Connor Knows Wrestling. My man Sick With It is in the chat as well. And Johnny Colbrook. What is going on, guys? Good to have you in here to talk AEW Dynamite. Like I said, if you got some friends, invite them in. Also, check out the cool links that we have in down below. We have powerslam.tv. Use the code EPW show. 1 free month of independent pro wrestling. Some of the best you could see across the nation. So make sure you guys check that out as well. And we also have our end of the year awards. If you have not voted on those yet, please get them in. Me and Rob are going to be doing that show very, very soon. It'll be within the next 2 podcasts. And I only have 2 to end the year. Next week we are going to be recording our Wrestle Kingdom show. You guys don't want to miss that. I have an exciting guest on. Hopefully things don't get too wild, but you guys will really enjoy that one. And other than that, D, what do you got going on? Anything good?
Nothing right now. Just
holiday spirits.
Just holiday spirits, man.
Let's talk about this show tonight. It took place in Texas. Corpus Christi is the name. It has often been referred to quote the Salo Monster, as Corpus Christi, because a lot of the times the crowd is dead there, but they get a lot of shows, and I've never understood why. Hopefully my good friends Headlock Talk will answer that question for me. They're doing a Q&A about Texas wrestling, and I would love to know what is the deal with that. So, AEW Dynamite tonight, good sir. We start off with a tag match. Now, hashtag NXT effect caused this. No commercial breaks during this. We had Kenny Omega and Hangman Page versus the Lucha Bros. What did you think of this one, D?
I thought it was a good match.
Was this the right match to start off, do you think, the show? Did it have that pizzazz? Because it was going up against Adam Cole and Finn Balor for the NXT title on USA.
I wouldn't say it had the pizzazz. Obviously, they're always gonna put on a good match, but I felt like maybe because this was a match that should have been somewhere in the middle instead of starting it off.
Right.
Because I feel like if you were gonna start this off, I would have started it off with another
singles.
Singles match. Yeah, I would have started off with a singles match just to get everybody warmed up, like instead of trying to feed it to them right then and there. But I don't think it was the right feed.
See, I think this was the right match to start off with. You had Kenny Omega, very popular single star, along with Hangman Page. People are curious with what's going on with the storyline. It's being played out on Being the Elite, if you have not watched their YouTube channel. Really good stuff on there. You can catch like little glimpses of future storylines and everything else that's kind of happening with some comedy mixed in. Right. And you have the Lucha Bros, who could also always deliver a good tag match. Lots of things to play out in here. So Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, they're out here doing their thing, portraying the story. Crowd was into this match.
They were.
I noticed that.
They were. They definitely were.
Like I said, it wasn't Corpus Christi tonight. They were live, so maybe it's just the matches you put on. Not gonna call out another company for it, but when we get into this though, crowd was live. Can we talk about one spot towards the end, bro? What happened with your boy Phoenix, man? Where Phoenix got what did he get? V-triggered?
He got no. He got the Snapdragon
suplex. Stood up and looked like he was supposed to hit Kenny Omega with a cutter.
Yeah,
but he just missed.
I'm thinking he was pulling off, you know how The Rock used to sell the Stone Cold Stunner and just like got hit with it and like just over exaggerated it. I feel like that's what he was doing. Like he made it like it was like, I think what happened was the wrong camera got triggered. So we missed exactly what was supposed to happen.
What it was supposed to be?
Yeah. So I think he was supposed to sell the move, but if you look at it from where it was, from the camera perspective, it looked like he kipped up to basically try to do like a reverse, kind of, and then like just try to attack Kenny Omega. But I think if the camera was on the other side or from the front, it would have been more clear that he was selling it.
Visual, folks. Snapdragon suplex is hit. This dude bounces back up and then just randomly goes like falls down. Just so funny. Go back and tell me if you can find that moment during this. Phoenix got Kris-ushed during it. So during this, Hangman Page, they were trying to hold Pentagon for a buckshot lariat. Obviously, he's holding him. Duck down, hits Kenny Omega instead. That is the downfall of the match for the team. Kenny Omega then is hit with the double stomp package pile driver for the 1-2-3. Afterwards, there are some words exchanged. Kenny Omega and him are going back and forth, but first, the winning of the match. Lucha Bros, I felt, was the right team to get the W here.
Yeah, because it tells the story of how Kenny Omega and Hangman Page are not on the same page, no pun intended. It really shows the dynamic as to how, like, you know, we're supposed to help each other out. We're supposed to be a team. We're supposed to be friends. But now I feel like we're really not friends because you keep kind of screwing me into this position.
Well, what do you mean by that? Because, see, I don't understand what Hangman Page is upset about. Do you think he's the odd duckling out of the Elite?
Yeah, I feel like he's the oddball out because the Elite they're like this, and Hangman Page was never really a part of being the Elite.
Yeah, yes, he has. He's been a part of it for a while.
But
he's been losing,
though.
Bro. It's not his fault. He lost all his matches. That's the storyline behind it. I feel is that he's been losing his matches and he doesn't know what to do. So he's taking it out on everybody that's around him, and he's trying to be a tough guy or a badass, and it's just not working. Who knows what the story's going to be with this? So after the match, they get into kind of a shoving contest with each other, and then all of a sudden you just see the bastard Pac as he's sitting there, and he's just like this for a very awkward and long amount of time, looking into the camera.
With wide eyes.
Yeah. Dude, pupils just wide open. So he goes to the back and says that he's going to take care of some things. And he wants to remind Kenny Omega who he is and not to forget him. So, what happens? Michael Nakazawa is sitting backstage, kind of just reading a book, chilling. He hasn't had too many matches, to be honest, in AEW. But he's sitting back there, and Pac goes back there, and he is ready to beat the shit out of him, it looks like. Kenny Omega runs through the crowd. It looked legitimate because he ran through to the closest section to get to the door to where he was for the men's locker room. He shows up, but nobody's in there. And then Hangman Page shows up and starts helping him look for people. But eventually Kenny gets off into the winds by himself near catering, and there's the Lucha Bros there to beat him down. But Page showed up and stopped the beatdown from happening. So very, very different. Page helps Omega up, and they still begin to look for Nakazawa, and I think that's the end of that. I don't really remember seeing anything else going towards it.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of like, maybe this is something that we gotta get used to that they may not touch on, like the way that the other show touches on, because remember back when Stephanie got kidnapped, you know, with the Ministry of Darkness, you kind of got that whole storyline throughout the whole show, and they didn't like really carry that through this show for AEW.
Right.
And I was kind of looking for that, you know, I was kind of looking for them to be like, all right, well, Kenny Omega still should be in the back looking for Pac and Nakazawa. But they kind of drifted off away from that a little bit.
Yeah. Rob just put, Hangman is currently an alcoholic. If you watch Being the Elite, yes, he was hanging out with Private Party, spilling that drink, gave him a cup with nothing in it. Weird ending to what was otherwise a good match. I can agree with that. No NXT spoilers. If you guys can, please avoid those for me because I haven't watched NXT yet. I usually watch it normally tomorrow, but I'm going to try and catch it tonight, hopefully, if I got some time. Let's see here. Hangman's Drunk King said, great show. I love the tag match. Six says, hey, leave my boy Phoenix alone. All those highlight reel moves he has, he's allowed to mess up from time to time. Laugh out loud. Nah, you gave it to Daniels real bad. We got to give it to him too. Yep. Pac wants Omega. Can't wait. They are turning up the music. Yes, Jesus brought up a good point. That's in my notes after the second match. Music seemed on point tonight.
Yeah.
Now, some people in the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group complained about the crowd noise, though. Was the crowd too low at certain points tonight?
No, I mean, because let's face it, we're talking about Corpus Christi.
Right.
They've always, like you said, they've always statistically been a quiet crowd for any kind of wrestling show that's ever been there. What do you expect from them? It's Corpus Christi.
Okay.
If it ain't football, then
right. And Rob just put something about the audio issues are on TNT. They watched on Fight TV a few weeks ago where there were no issues and the music sounded way better. They just gotta fine tune the audio, bro. That's it.
That's all they gotta do.
Let's get into the next match, D. The Butcher, the Blade, and the Bunny versus Cody and Darby Allin for this one. Yeah, man. I thought that this was some really dope stuff. And right here's where I had the music line where it was better and the mics were a little bit quiet for the crowd. Yeah. But that's okay. Crowd, get live and be louder. Trust me, the mics will find you. They will turn it up eventually so that people can hear it.
Exactly.
In this match, what did you think? Because I thought the Butcher and the Blade showed a lot of power. And I know maybe I'm being biased because I'm from Buffalo. And you've seen them too at independent shows. But I feel like they got to really showcase their moveset here, and I thought they looked better in this match than last week.
Right. You know what? I don't want to say that it's being biased. Honestly, there's a reason why that they got signed. They can wrestle. They can put on a show. You know what I mean? So, the Blade, the Butcher, and the Bunny, I'm all in for it. You know what I mean? Like what I would kind of want to see from them is more of kind of like what the Dark Order is doing, but not with the vignettes. You know what I mean?
Don't you think it's too much darkness though? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like the personalities. Like you have the Nightmare Collective, you've got the Blade, the Butcher, the Bunny, and the Dark Order at the same time.
I mean, I don't think so, because if you really think about it, you got the Inner Circle. They're heels, but they're not dark. Then you got Being the Elite, not dark. Then you have Hangman, Adam Page, not dark. You got Pac, he's a heel, but he's not dark. So I mean, I think it's on an even keel right now. Honestly, now if it gets to the point where it's like 95% or like 85% of the roster is dark, then it's like, okay, we gotta chill.
Yes. Jesus has a question for us. Conrad, Derek, what did you think about the crowd tonight? I thought that they were good and on point.
I thought they were good, but it's Corpus Christi. You know, they haven't been live for.
I thought they were good tonight.
No, they were good, but you know, it's not like your regular, like what you're used to.
I guess. I mean, it's not Chicago. It's not big time. I mean, what do people probably say the same thing about Buffalo, though? Like, I heard somebody one time, a long time ago, I think his name was ECW Hardcore Fan 07 or something like that, said, what does Buffalo know about chain wrestling? I was offended because I'm like, bro, I like chain wrestling. And this was at a show from like 2008, but I was just like, dude, what are you talking about?
Sounds like a mark to me, but
hey, whoa, hold on now. Mark's not a bad term. Everybody's a mark who watches pro wrestling. I'm a firm believer in that. Shout out to Obi-Wan in the chat. Queen of the Indies is in the house, and I'm sure she can tell me more about anything going on the independent scene, so make sure you guys check out her podcast. She's doing a solo one, and she's also part of the All Elite Pod. Shout out to her and Kyle Masters for their work doing that. Let's get back to this match, though, with Cody and Darby Allin, because I'm mad at Derek for using marks in a negative sense. We're all marks, bro. Don't use that word. I hate when people say that. It's just one of those things that grinds my gears.
Well, I'm just trying to keep it clean.
Yeah, that's what. You know what? For you, that's a good thing. Keep it clean. Keep it clean, because we can't deal with that.
I'm just saying, bro. Just saying.
So in this match, they showed their power. The Blade, the Butcher, even the Bunny got some involvement in this, which I like. They're trying to bring up the personality, and she's been different ever since she got her hair cut by the Nightmare Collective. Darby Allin busted his ass on that dive where him and Cody both did it at the same time. If you did not catch this, I watched Cody because I thought I'm like, Cody usually doesn't do these dives all like that.
Right.
Cody busted his ass too, but he landed the move perfectly. Darby... Yeah, he was supposed to go through that bottom rope. It did not work out this time for him.
He definitely got caught up.
But I will give it up to the Butcher. Andy Williams, see, I just called him by his real name. The Butcher freaking caught that coffin drop perfectly. He caught him just straight on like a kid jumped in the bed like, yo, no. And he caught him. And they went down to the floor. Cody Rhodes ends up getting the win by hitting the Blade with the Cody Cutter off the top rope. I think a little bit of shades of Please Don't Sue Me, DDP. So, 1, 2, 3, Cody gets the win. So this means that Darby Allin will get his rematch with Cody Rhodes. I'm kind of hyped for that one. What do you think? They went to a draw last time.
Yeah.
Rematch. What happens? You think, or do you have any thoughts, or is this going to be later down the road?
I think it's going to be later down the road because I think they still have to prove a point that Cody Rhodes isn't by himself, because I think everybody still believes that Cody Rhodes is by himself. He doesn't have any help. I mean, even though he still has Dustin Rhodes, he still has the Young Bucks, he still has Kenny Omega. So, but I think this is further down the line, not too much further, but just a touch. And then as far as them wrestling, I would have to say. Could
they do it next week? Because next week's a big show. New Year's Day. Or not, I'm sorry. Not next week, because next week there's no show. New Year's Day will be the Jacksonville show.
They possibly could, but I would say no, because then the only way I see it happening is if Darby Allin calls Cody Rhodes out. If he would have called him out tonight, then I would say yes. Because
you got MJF who's going to give you the stipulations on that New Year's Day show as well. I think a lot of things are going to happen setting up for that pay-per-view in February.
Yeah.
For AEW Revolution.
I think that storyline's going to go on for a good amount of time. Him and MJF.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they could possibly get a year out of this if they build it right and you kind of keep coming back to it a little bit when he tries to get away.
Yeah.
The live chat, I saw something here that I wanted to bring up. I saw people talk about baby faces and saying they need more faces. Let me say this. I agree with you guys on some more baby faces people to get behind, but it's so hard to be a baby face in today's wrestling environment because you know the people are going to turn on you eventually. So, very tough. Yes, and the ghost of Darby Allin, 6 says, has returned. Oh, someone else got the ghost body, and we're going to talk about them in a few here. So, Connor in here said, excited for the rematch between Cody and Darby. Darby Allin and Cody were a good team, people were saying. Darby Allin beats Cody the next match, King says.
I agree with that. But that's going to be a couple shows later. I feel like that's going to be a couple shows later because
I think it just depends on what you want to do going forward.
True, but you still, like you said, you still got MJF who comes out on the next show and announces the stipulations.
Right? Queen of the Indies, my girl Tiff said Cutler versus Sammy G on Dark. I'm so pissed it gave us a few minutes on Periscope. Yes, the Monopoly man. Stop, sick. Leave my boy Andy Williams alone. Yeah, Queen, that's really dope. I saw another thing. Give you guys a second if you don't want to know something that I saw happen on Dark. It looks like we have a new commentator this week. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds before I say the name. Colt Cabana. Boom, boom. Colt Cabana looks like he came out for Dark. This was speculated by some people already, too, on different podcasts this week. Really cool to see him on there, so I can't wait to listen to it next week when it happens. Yeah, good for him. D, let's get back into this. Awesome Kong with Brandy and Melanie Cruz versus, I couldn't catch the person's name. They said it once and I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it too.
Kong came out, spinning back fist, implant buster, 1, 2, 3, pure domination.
Yep.
Brandy then talks about Kris Statlander wanting to see her join the Nightmare Collective tonight. We even got a little bit of the weird bald dude in this. Very, very odd. Very odd.
You know who I think it is.
Live chat, who's the bald dude? Who is the weird bald dude in the Nightmare Collective? I'm sticking with Vampiro.
It's Gangrel.
Dude, it's not Gangrel. If Gangrel pops up, I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to be pissed.
I'm telling you. That's Gangrel, dude. Look at his mannerisms. Watch Gangrel. Go back into like the old matches and stuff like that. Watch how he walks and how he moves. I'm telling you, that's Gangrel. The way he moved in that little vignette that they had, that's Gangrel, bro.
Oh man. That's Thaddeus T the Third, damn it. It's Christmas next week. Yes, it is. So there's no AEW next week. I don't know if they're doing a highlight show, Jesus. Nothing was really specified as far as what's happening. So you're probably going to have to watch AEW social medias to figure that out. No show for next week on Christmas. No show for AEW for us, but the night after, which will be Thursday the 26th, I do have a New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 2-day show planned for you guys. It's going to be dope, I think. We'll have a lot of fun talking about it.
Oh, that's an early morning show, ain't it?
Well, the New Japan show is, but when I record the podcast, it'll probably be around 7 p.m., I believe is what we planned on. So I have a pretty big guest on there. We'll have some fun with that. Kevin Sullivan, Rob said, the Taskmaster. Yo, you boys are wild for this. Would it surprise me if NXT has a Christmas show? Maybe. I don't think they are either, though. I think they're doing a highlight special for them, too. Interesting. We'll have to wait and see who it is. Vampiro. By the way. Anyway, let's get into Jungle Boy sits down with Jim Ross. Jim Ross is really good at these sit-down interviews. Love it, man. I cannot wait to see JR get more into these. I feel like he could sink his teeth in, prepare his material, and kind of go in like, these are the questions that I have for you. Boom. And JR has that, I don't know what to call it. Think of like announcers in college basketball that you love. They do the sit downs. Yes. Who did an interview with Kevin Garnett before he won his championship ring? From Boston. And he said he would give him the ring. Bill Russell?
Was it Bill Russell?
I want to say it was Bill Russell.
I think so.
They sat down. They were talking about the championship rings. It was emotional, but at the same standpoint, someone being so respected there makes it more.
Right, exactly.
And that's how I felt with this quick Jungle Boy sit down. I know I'm putting a little bit too much on it. They were talking about his dad and everything else, but I thought it was very well done, well placed. I give them a lot of credit for that. Let's get into Chris Jericho with Jake Hagar versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Marco Stunt. Fun match. So the point of this match was, can Jungle Boy last 10 minutes with Chris Jericho? 10 minutes. That's it. He has a horrible record. Hagar gets into the middle of this match, and he goes and tags Jungle Boy behind the ref's back. Aubrey did not see this, and during it, Luchasaurus comes over. He ain't playing that shit because that's his buddy, and they were going at it. Like, that looked really good. I want to see those two fight. So they're punching each other, and then out of nowhere, the ref, Aubrey, comes to break it up because those two shouldn't be getting involved. Marco Stunt, this dude's dying laughing, comes flying off the apron and catches the worst elbow to the face ever, and he gets flattened. Now, here's the funny thing, Sick. I thought about you while watching this because they said the corpse of Marco Stunt, and when they said that, Tony Schiavone lost his shit on commentary.
He couldn't keep his composure for that one. And you know what? The way he said it, I don't think I would be able to keep my composure either. Like that was just too funny. But what did he say? He said he got chilled in the air or something like that.
Oh my god, yeah. He was like he got I can't remember, chilled out maybe he said. He chill out in the air. Yo, Marco was done after this, but he served his point for his one bump in this match. He stood out.
He did.
After this, Jungle Boy and Jericho are going back and forth. They do tease some near falls on both sides, but Jungle Boy eventually gets caught in the walls of Jericho. First, it starts off with the basic walls of Jericho for about the first 20 to 30 seconds, and then it turned into the Lion Tamer, to where Jungle Boy tried to get to the ropes. He pulls him back once he gets close, puts that knee on the back of the head. Jungle Boy never taps out. Derek, what did this mean for you upon seeing that? And we will get into the next part after, but just seeing that part when you're at that moment, Jungle Boy has not tapped out. What do you think of it?
I thought that this was a good thing for Jungle Boy. Yes, he has a horrible record, but then again, it also states that he has the heart and the drive to show that he does belong. He's had mishaps along the way.
You think poor booking, or I mean, I
don't think poor booking. I just think he got caught, and this is why I feel like the Dark Order reached out to him, because if you think about it, every time that they've lost, he was the one that lost.
Who, Marco?
He was the one that got pinned.
I'm talking about Jungle Boy,
or not Marco. Jungle Boy. Yeah, like whenever they lose.
The smaller guy usually eats the pinfall. Well, Marco's ate most of them. Jungle Boy, when he teams with Marco, it's him. But if it's Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy's been eating the pin.
Right. But I don't know. It feels like Jungle Boy is the...
Is he a bigger deal to you after this?
I think he's a bigger deal. I definitely think he's a bigger deal because now this shows like, you know what? I've had bad luck for a good stretch. This is going to start the stretch where I can show my dominance. You just have to give me a chance.
By the way, I dropped my pen. Was that your elbow that cracked?
Yes, it was.
That was disgusting. So we're doing this. We're live, folks. And Jungle Boy lasts to 60 seconds. Jericho comes out and bullies the timekeepers and Justin Roberts and saying he wants another 5 minutes with Jungle Boy. They get in the ring. Jungle Boy goes for a bunch of pins like he's going for the television title in WCW, like roll up, crucifix. And Jericho eventually just walks away and takes the powder. He says, screw it, I'm done. So I don't know if this counts as the first count-out victory. Like, does Jungle Boy win this? Is it a draw? Was it never supposed to be restarted? I don't know how you take that.
See, I'm both ways on this. I feel like this should count as a win, but at the same time, I feel like it doesn't count as a win because let's go back to what the match originally was. The match was originally, can Jungle Boy last 10 minutes with Chris Jericho? And that proved the point. He proved the point that, yes, I can last 10 minutes with Chris Jericho. Now, you can also say him getting 5 more minutes and then getting counted out. Technically, that could be a win for him because then the match was over and then restarted when he said, let me get another 5 more minutes.
I don't like that. I think you need more explanation as to why you did that. As a fan, I want to know, was Jericho counted out? Is this a loss? Is this a draw? How is this going to reflect on their records? I need more information than what they gave. But this was all supposed to lead to something else. So we return with Tony Schiavone talking to Jericho. Jericho called him a booger or something else. I couldn't hear it because my son was crying. But basically, he tells him to buzz off. And Tony looked like he had to walk away like he just shit his pants or something. So Tony...
He looked off like...
Tony Schiavone just said, they said on commentary that the restart was unofficial. Thank you, Ted. I missed that 100%.
There you go.
Ted Bell, 100% credit for you, bro. I missed that. So it must be a draw then. Thank you, AEW. I apologize then if you did explain it. Thank you for explaining things. We need that. But Tony Schiavone has to walk away like he just shit his pants. Jericho tells him to beat it. He promises that Jungle Boy's going to get his. So I don't know what that means. Maybe this isn't over between Jungle Boy and Chris Jericho, but Jericho makes it sound like he's going to get dealt with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jericho made it seem like, you know what, you bested me because I told you couldn't stand 10 minutes in the ring with me, and you did it. So now you made me look like a liar and a fool, and now I have to get my payback. So now I'm really going to put a hurting on you.
Now, the main point of this goes back to the Inner Circle. Chris Jericho asked Jon Moxley to join the Inner Circle. Moxley has his time. He says, I'm not rushing you to make your decision just yet. But he's giving him until New Year's Day in Jacksonville. This is why I'm saying this is a big show, some big build-up and hype to it.
Right.
He says that he will have a very special surprise for him if he says yes. What that surprise is, I wonder. What could he be bringing out? He brought up knowing his wife. Hi, Renee Young. He also brought up meeting Moxley's mother.
Real nice lady.
Yeah, real nice lady. He said, I want to see what happens, man. I don't know. You could go 2 ways with this, man. Either Moxley says no and destroys these dudes because he's definitely getting the next title shot.
Yeah.
Or I feel like Moxley is going to join the Inner Circle and try to tear them down with in. I don't know if you want to end the Inner Circle that fast either.
I don't think you tear them down. I think it's more of like infiltrate and separate, I guess. Because now it's like, okay, when it comes down, but I think it only works if it comes down to Jon Moxley knowing that he's going to get a title shot. So this comes to the fact where, in my general thinking, Jon Moxley infiltrates the Inner Circle, making it seem like he's a part of them, and then kind of making it seem like they're being picked off one by one. But nobody knows what's happening, or nobody knows who's doing it, and him playing along. And then this leads up to, hey, Chris Jericho, remember about me being a number one contender? Well, I'm kind of exercising my right now.
And he has every right to, because he has the best record. It makes sense. It all plays a big part into it. I like it, D. Good point. Rob brought up a very good thing, I thought. So he brings up next week's show, possibly. He says they usually do a Christmas story marathon from 8, and it usually ends at 8 p.m. on Christmas. So he thinks it would be cool if they show AEW Dark in place of Dynamite. Maybe show the best of AEW Dark matches so people will subscribe to them on YouTube and check them out.
Yeah, I would do that.
You never know. Moxley is going to go through the whole Inner Circle, King Savage says. Somebody joining, but it won't be Moxley, Jesus says. He's calling it now. All right, Jesus, I'm going to remember this. And Rob, I had to put in there, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
See? Exactly, Rob.
Kind of like when Austin took out DX. Nice. Uh-oh, Tiff putting a little smiley face. Thank you, Tiff. SCU promo. They go backstage. SCU's cutting a promo. It's all three of them back there. And then here come the Lucha Bros. And Pentagon is playing on his phone Christopher Daniels' botch from last week. I think it's part of the storyline. Because I don't think you would miss a moonsault that badly. And to me, the storyline is starting to seem, and I can't wait to hear what Six says in the chat about this. The idea of, is Daniels becoming too old to do this? Can he still hang with the younger wrestlers? I'm interested to see what they do with this.
Yeah, I agree with you. At first, I was thinking it was a botch, but then I also thought at the same, right after that, I'm like, well, let's see. Maybe it's because he still was suffering from the stinger that Pentagon gave him. So, like that could throw, like he had like a pinched nerve or something like that, and that kind of messed up his equilibrium.
His balance.
There you go. So he's like, but now this does seem like it fits the story the best as to maybe he's getting too old.
And maybe some people in the chat want to give their thoughts on this. I would love to see kind of a Rocky story with Daniels. I think that SCU seems like they love the Rocky movies. Why not let Daniels be, can the old veteran hang one last time and go on one last big run? You got Scorpio and Kazarian with the titles. Why not let Daniels see if he can get to that main event picture one last time? Because Daniels, to me, is one of the top people who should have been in main title pictures, main event heel, babyface, whatever you wanted to put him as, and never got his just due, really. I think you could tell a cool story here with Daniels. That's just my opinion on it, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Hope Pentagon beats his ass again. Jesus wrote, thank you, Jesus. He botched legit. They just adapted to the situation, Rob said. We'll see. I feel like that's a big move to not hit, though. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would you do that to your body? Yeah. I don't know.
Because he clearly just bumped right into the top rope. And I think after seeing him do it so many times...
Right, I've never seen him botch that before, so that seems awkward that he would just botch it in that moment, and then they're playing off of it a lot. But maybe AEW's adapting to it, like Rob said. We don't know, but I'm all in for the ride, no pun intended, going through this storyline. I think he will, in the future, get one last run, Jesus says.
He should. Whether it be a win or a loss, at the big main stage, I think he deserves that run.
Yeah, let him get it.
Let him rock out. Shoot.
So
on a high note,
when we start to look at everything that we have in front of us and what we have to figure out who the number one contender is. Hashtag where was Rio? Live chat. Did somebody see Rio out here? Because I could have swore they said Rio would be here for this match. Still no Rio as far as I saw in this match. Dr. Britt Baker, she's a dentist, take a shot, versus Kris Statlander. Now, during this match, I said we need more backstory on Kris Statlander because I have no idea what the hell she's supposed to be.
So,
I feel like it's like an Avatar type character. Like she's from outer space.
Yeah, so...
Help me out, Tiff. Tiff, if you know, let me know what Kris Statlander's gimmick is supposed to be so I can kind of update myself and the people on this because I have no clue.
Right, because honestly, at this point in time, I feel Kris Statlander is supposed to be, extraterrestrial...
In a spaceship.
Yeah.
Let's just be friends. If you know where that's from, we're cool.
I just feel like she's supposed to be, for lack of a better term, out of this world. You know what I mean? So, for some of the stuff that she does, the other female wrestlers aren't really doing. So, like, I don't know. I just feel Kris Statlander's gimmick is supposed to be, I'm out of this world. I'm not like anybody else. This is my show now.
Okay, so Jesus said Rio is still doing Stardom shows apparently. # watch Stardom. Give my friend JPQ at no particular angle a quick subscribe to his podcast. He loves talking Stardom. That's fine if Rio's doing Stardom shows. Just don't tell me she's going to be there if she's not going to be there. And I get it. Rio's probably on a part-time contract. She goes back and forth. The Stardom girls are wonderful. That's the one promotion that I wish I had more time to watch and dedicate my time to. Let me see here. Some people were laughing at Avatar comments. Rio is on a milk carton right now. The idea of a storyline being sent around a botch is effing hilarious, Six said. So Queen of the Indies, my girl Tiff, said, yes, she is part of the galaxy or an alien. So it depends on how you want to look at it. She's from Creative Pro, same place where MJF came from. Cool. Rio is the Brock Lesnar, apparently, of AEW. And she says it's different.
It is different. And I appreciate the willingness to explore something like that.
Yes. The whole nose touching thing, whatever. So this is a good back and forth match. Live chat, is this the best Britt Baker match? Because I feel like it possibly is.
I think it is.
It has to be this one or the match with Sheeta.
Oh yeah, Sheeta was a good match.
Like they're almost on par with each other. I don't know, but this was a really good match. Like I did not notice any flubs with Baker this time.
But you know what though? I feel like I'm gonna go out and say this is the best match because generally when you notice, and I'm talking about you, when you notice a match. Or not a match, but when you notice someone has had a match that actually stood out to you, you address it, and you addressed it before we got on here. You addressed it. Like I think this is the best match that Britt Baker has had. So I feel like that's true. I feel like this is. Don't get me wrong. The match with Sheeta was excellent, but I think this was her best match.
Listen, all I'm going to say is Kris Statlander picks up the win with the folded tombstone. I thought Britt Baker landed on top of her head. I don't know what to say about that. She went down for the count, though. 1, 2, 3. Britt Baker did not kick out of this. If she did not land on top of her head, that was the closest I've ever seen a tombstone not land like that. That didn't go wrong. So kudos to them if she's okay. Hopefully she's all right. If she did get hurt, which I'm hoping she didn't.
Right.
I'm saying a lot in all of that because you really couldn't tell. Like we went back on the instant replay. We're like, bro, that was kind of close, but all that hair you can't tell if it landed.
Yeah, because if you look closely, her neck looks like it buckles.
But you could definitely tell the top of her head pressed down before she went down. I got to address the chat real quick here. Rob saying she's got a dunk. Rob, I have nothing to say to that. Ted Bell says they showed Rio in the crowd. She was there. They just didn't do a very good job of drawing attention to it. Ted Bell, thank you for noticing the little points. Ted, you are on point tonight. Gold stars for you, brother. Queen of the Indie side, I just saw her at CCW on Saturday. If you guys aren't following me on Twitter, look down below at EPW Show. Give me a follow. I gave away that show. So if you guys are following me, we have contests with Fight TV. I gave away that show. And you guys will more than likely catch Tiff at, I would say, half of these shows. She's always there interviewing pro wrestlers, talking to them. Also, she may be possibly handing out chops and on commentary as well. The Sheeta one was her best match, Jesus says. Six says, in defense of Daniels, he has the best moonsault in wrestling when executed properly. Gravity was just against him that week. I'm done with this dude. Britt's proved that she needs to be carried to have a good match, in my opinion. Rob, not wrong in your thought process there. This is her best match, King said. So see, we got some differing. I think Kris is going to take the gold, Queen says. The Queen of the Indies. My girl Tiff says it's going down.
I can agree with that.
I'm not ready to give a prediction yet. I'm not ready for that yet because we have some backstory to this.
Well, I mean, think about it though.
She said, like a Moxley build. Hold on, she's getting better. People are sleeping on her. Who are they sleeping on, Jesus? Just, I want to clarify who she is. Pronouns, pal. Rob says different angles showed she was fine. Okay. King Savage said Alexa Bliss like my tweet. Laughing my ass off. Tiff says I need a life. Yes, she said she chopped wrestlers. Conrad needs to come with me and we need to go. Let me know where the show is, Tiff. I'll be there. I'm down. We got to meet up maybe at an AEW show eventually.
Honestly, I feel like I think Kris does take the title because Rio's last title defense you got to be honest, bro. That had us on our edge of the seats.
Yeah, but Rio's not bad though.
No. I'm not saying that she's bad.
You know what's weird with the women? I think maybe part of the problem with the women is so many of them are part-time.
Yeah.
Like they're not in AEW all the time and they're kind of seen as an afterthought. I would like to see more storyline, but this one has storyline behind it a little bit. The question is, it's just not with Rio. Rio's kind of a pawn piece in it because she has the title. But so afterwards, Tony Schiavone's getting ready to interview Kris Statlander. This is where I was hoping we'd find out more about her character. And Brandy comes out. Brandy talking some nonsense about the microphone not working, even though it was working. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. But the Nightmare Collective is trying to get Statlander to join. She brings it up, and Statlander does the... I'll let you do the nose thing, because you saw how she did it.
Yeah, so, Kris does the nose thing to...
Communicate?
To communicate. So she goes to Brandy, touches her nose, puts her finger right in Brandy's face... And then gives the not today.
Stop with your dusting. So says no, and then Brandy uses that heel you've been talking about. That's why she was wearing them damn teacher shoes.
I told you, bro. If y'all haven't noticed, if somebody can get in touch with Brandy, please tell her to stop wearing them teacher shoes, man. Those are like grade school teacher shoes, like. That's like the shoes where like back in the day, like we were like 3rd, 4th grade, and then we were like, yo, she's kind of cute, but them shoes ain't doing it.
I don't know what teachers you're talking about from 3rd and 4th grade. There was nobody cute for me.
Well, I mean, like
the nice teachers.
Yeah, the nice teachers.
All right.
Nice teachers.
Yeah, 2nd grade maybe. 3rd grade. No offense. Woof. Let's see here. Sheeta would have been a great champ, but Kris is so over. I think you do ride the hot hand right now. It's perfect to go with Statlander. Yes. She moved up very quickly. Tiff also mentioned Kris was supposed to go to NXT, but some stuff happened, and then AEW came a knocking, and she said, "Oh, I leaked info." Okay, all right. Clash of the Styles was hurting the women's division at first, but it's starting to come together. I agree, Rob. Need greater focus. That shit was weak and meh. Mutombo finger wag, not in my house. Teacher shoes, oh snap. Chucky T, Orange Cassidy, and Trent on Instagram Live. Yeah, you gotta watch my girl Tiff. She's got her list of husbands, so she's probably on there now, checking them out. But the Nightmare Collective, Brandy knocks her out with the heel, and Sadie Gibbs and some referees run out to make the save so that nothing else happens. So she didn't get her hair chopped off or anything, but this is leading to something. We have a month or so more of build-up still. I like it. We got more that happens, and there's more questions than answers at this point.
I say Kris Statlander wins the title, then that's when the Nightmare Collective...
I think she puts out her number 1 contendership against Kong.
Think so?
Yeah, maybe that's how Kong can come in and steal it. And then you could continue the feud even longer. Booker. True. You could do something like that. You have options with this. The shoes were better this week, laugh out loud, Rob said.
Yes, Rob.
She proved it last week.
Yeah, at least she didn't have the doo-doo color shoes, because those joints were just... Oh, my God.
let's talk about the next segment here. Shawn Spears and Tully Blanchard are backstage talking. So for the last 2 weeks, it seems like they're trying to find Shawn Spears a tag team partner. It's nice. It makes sense. Tully Blanchard can elevate Shawn Spears based on what he was good at. Right. He was a tag team wrestler, so now he's looking for a tag team for Shawn Spears to get into. The question is, they said they got to find the right partner and blah, 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 and this is going to lead to big checks, more money. I like that they are just putting this small attention on where Shawn Spears been. He's looking for a tag partner. He's scouting people for a tag partner. He still has his problems with bad boy Joey Janela, too. So we'll have to see how this is going to work out and make itself fit. I don't know if there's anybody who we can say that fits in there yet. I'm not ready to pick somebody yet. I don't know if anybody else has a thought on who the tag team partner for Shawn Spears should be. But I'm going to just leave it up in the air for now. And if I see some good ones, I'll make mention of them.
The way Shawn Spears carries himself, it has to be someone around that kind of caliber.
Damn, Nelson came in here and just said, bald like Conrad. Listen, bro, you couldn't come in here and just say hello. You couldn't have been nice. Come on, Nelson. And bald is beautiful.
Who we talking about? Gangrel?
You would know, right, Senor? Terrible. It's going to end up being Joey Janela, Rob says, is his tag partner. The bad boy and Shawn Spears? I wouldn't mind it. I could see it, but is it going to work? I like tag teams to fit together. I don't want some thrown together BS.
I think what it'll be is, well, I guess how you could say tag team turmoil. Like, there'll be a tag team, but then there'll be a lot of, you know what I mean? Like they'll
but
get pissed off with each other.
Do you think that they stay a team, though, or is this just a storyline element?
I think it's a storyline element. I think Shawn Spears will get somebody that will fit with him. I think they need to do this just to make it.
Because I feel like Joey could be a star by himself, but maybe they're trying to preserve his body. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Time will tell what happens with that.
Hold on. Tracy, it's okay, Derek. I'm into older women as well.
Oh, yeah, stop being nasty. We're talking about Miss Albert, man. She was old, teaching us cursive writing. Sit back, man.
Nah, you know, used to be cute or used to be.
This is all on tape.
no, for real. Like, everybody, Mrs. Jen.
So AEW Tag Team Wrestling Scene, we have a main event happening, folks. We've got SCU versus the Young Bucks. He's not getting me into trouble with any of my old teachers. I respect all of you.
I respect all of them too.
SCU versus the Young Bucks, Derek. They had a really good match here, back and forth. I thought that this was one of the better tag matches that they put on.
Yes.
And I think it's the chemistry between both teams.
Yes.
I actually was just looking at a review of, I want to say it was like Victory Road 2011 or something today. And in that match were Max Buck and Jeremy Buck, wink face. And Kazarian was the X Division champion. They were in it, tearing it up. These guys have a lot of chemistry together, and it just works with them. So, very impressed by this. There were a couple points where I thought it was going to be over. I loved the tombstone setup, holding onto the tag rope, smacking the tag hand during it. Jim Cornette, don't think he'll complain about that one because he hates when they don't actually tag. Makes sense in the match. They break up them hitting the Meltzer driver. And SCU later, 1, 2, 3. SCU gets the victory. But then all of a sudden, Go ahead, D. Take over. Go ahead. You can talk about who comes out.
So, after this, you have
the Dark Order.
The Dark Order. And all the minions are out there surrounding the ring. They get in, they attack, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do. And that's what it should be. Hence, join darkorder.com.
Stop it. Stop it right now.
I'm just saying.
The Dark Order come out, and this felt like some Batman Forever shit. Like, I felt like, remember when Tommy Lee Jones, who's Two-Face in it, comes out and he's at, like, the carnival? That's what they did. They came out there like, how you doing, everybody? We're here, and I kind of like it. Like, they were, like, fun, but still heels at the same time. You're like, oh, you bastards. Yeah. Why are you out here doing this?
But, dude, that's why I'm buying into the Dark Order now, because they're, like I said, they started off wrong with them. It was just like, here's the Dark Order, but there was nothing behind it. Now you're getting things behind it. And then you also gotta admit the idea of flashing joindarkorder.com throughout the whole TV show was a good touch. They deviated away from the vignette. Just, we don't know how long they're gonna do that, but just to go from the vignette to this.
And I saved this for now. They were flashing Dark Order things throughout the entire show,
right,
to set this up. So the Dark Order has been trying to get people to join, and Alex Reynolds and John Silver, who are the Beaver Boys. Thank God they changed that name, by the way. Sig, do not talk about beavers. They came out, they were doing their thing in this, and remember, they were speaking to them in their hotel room and everything else. They want to be winners, and with the name Beaver Boys, you're definitely not going to be winners.
Not at all.
So they came in and attacked. This was an initiation that they said.
Yep.
And they started whooping ass. Kenny Omega runs out. Can I just say, the first dude who caught that V-trigger knee, he ate that shit.
V-trigger?
He went down, gets in the ring, but there's still too many of the Dark Order's creepers in the ring beating people down. Kenny can't handle it. Here comes Cody and his brother Dustin, if you will. My boys out there, they a little weird, but they getting out there. Throw some fifth.
That's not for you, that's for Luga.
That's for Luga, that's for Stinger. They're going to come out and help too. They're going to run in for that Dustin finish. So they end up beating down Dustin and Cody too. There's just too many. I know that everyone's like, how could they not beat these guys? There's too many of them. And where is Adam Hangman Page and all this? Jesus asked the question before too. I have no idea. So,
this further states like I'm angry because I feel like I'm not a part of being the elite. So this is why I'm not coming out to help.
I guess that goes back to what you were saying. Maybe he doesn't feel part of the group anymore, and that's why. But come on, Hangman Page, the people need you. They want that cowboy shit.
Exactly.
So that's how the show ends. The beatdowns, everything occurs. Live chat. We had a good long talk about this. We talked about a lot of side things, and I thought this was going to be a short show, but we got some good combo in here. Was this show a thumbs up for you? Let me know in the live chat. Was it worth the watch tonight, or do you think you were wishing that you watched something else, maybe on USA Network?
I thought it was a good show.
Original Biggie says, I mean, everybody loves a winner, and a winner wears shoes. JR was good tonight on commentary, Jesus felt. Kevin Dunn is going to get mad. Hangman said, F that shit, I'm out.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if you noticed, if you look at all of the creepers as a whole, the two, what is it, Adam Silver and...
John Silver, Alex Reynolds.
Yeah, John Silver, Alex Reynolds.
Adam Silver's the NBA commissioner.
Yeah. Listen, I said that the first time. I don't know if anybody caught that, but I did say that the first time. Adam Silver is one of them, though. You just don't know it yet. But
that would be dope if he was in their next promo.
Dude, that would be. But did you notice how they stood out because their masks were different color?
Perhaps. I wonder if I just don't want them to be given like this creeper status. I would kind of like them to be their own, and maybe the Dark Order sets them free.
Yeah,
because I don't want them to be linked as like a 4-man group for too long.
Right.
Let's see here. It looks like everyone is saying thumbs up. D, what do you think of the show, man? Thumbs up show tonight, or
I think it's a thumbs up.
Have they had a thumbs down show to you yet?
No.
So you like the AEW? AEW's on point. It looks like the live chat is in agreement with that.
AEW has given me a show. It may not be a perfect show, but it has always been a show where it's like, I'm backing this because this was a good show. There's been great, there's been good. I can't go wrong with it. Versus the other shows where it's like, what is this?
Right?
Like, it's documented. This dude, Rob, they have all seen me fall asleep on Raw and probably SmackDown. I don't want to I'm yet to fall asleep on AEW. I want to see something good from the other brands, and they're not doing it for me. AEW is doing it for me.
I've seen some weak shows from AEW. There have been a couple times where I thought NXT was a little bit better, but AEW is delivering all things. And here's what I like about AEW. Consistent storyline telling. Things are always moving forward. We're never stuck in a rut where I feel like we're just having matches to have matches and then there's nothing being done. That's how I feel with watching Mondays and Fridays a little bit. We're just seeing repeat. Well,
repeat. I mean, it just compared to like how people feel about Denzel Washington. Denzel Washington has never had a bad movie. It's either been good or it's been decent. It's okay. He's never had a bad movie. This is how I feel about AEW. It's been good or it's been okay.
I forgot to bring that up too with the Dark Order. Sick just brought it up. Matt Jackson was bleeding from his mouth and eventually Evil Uno stuck his fist in his mouth and then had the blood on his hand, and they ended kind of with all of them doing that. Very weird ending. But I like it though. They're weird characters. That's what they're supposed to be. And I stopped watching Raw and SmackDown. I just watched JD's review now. Can't blame you for that, bro. And everyone talks about falling asleep on Monday and Friday. Well, hopefully you guys don't fall asleep every Wednesday. Thank you guys for checking us out. If you guys want to look in the archives, yesterday we did a Jushin Thunder Liger Appreciation podcast. Hopefully you guys can go back, check that out. I run through all of his matches that I love. I talk about the history of Jushin Thunder Liger, how he came out with anime cartoon as well. A lot of dope things in it. Go back and just give it a listen if you guys could. Greatly appreciate that. It's also on audio platforms. That's all in the link tree below. Apple, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Spotify, you could find me too. Just type in everything pro wrestling. With that being said though, D, this was another fun episode. We have 2 more that will come up before the end of the year. Rob, we need to get together for that end of the year. If you guys have not voted, get your votes in now. Share with a wrestling friend. Tell them to vote for top male superstar of the year, female superstar of the year. 10 question takes 2 to 3 minutes, and hopefully me and Rob could talk about some decade stuff as well. We'll have some fun with that one. I appreciate you guys for the talk. Jesus writing EPW and AEW in the chat. Good shit. Thank you. Appreciate you, sir, each and every week. With that being said, we are out. Peace. Did you want to tell them anything else, D? Anywhere you want them to join?
Nothing.
No.
Join Dark Order.